I want to thank those all involved in helping to make what is already a great community in the federal seat of Petrie even greater. From the input of local residents who have highlighted to me issues that need to be addressed, right through to those in government who have listened to and acted on our concerns. Sorry, just running on the way here. Initiatives contained within the budget are wide-ranging and include increased funding for veteran support, domestic violence initiatives, and the return of the Stronger Communities grants. The return of the Stronger Community grants in particular, as all members here I'm sure would agree, are of enormous assistance to the many community groups, often totally reliant on the dedication of volunteers who do much heavy lifting in assisting some of the most vulnerable in our community. I'm also proud to say that every single school in the electorate of Petrie will see increased funding as a result of our investment in education. Parents, teachers, principals and school communities can now log on to the newly launched public available online funding estimator so they can see exactly how much extra funding they will receive as a result of the government's education investment. They can log on to education.gov.au/quality schools. And Madam Deputy Speaker, I had a bit of a look at the funding estimates before I came up here at some of the schools in my electorate, and I have the biggest state primary school in Queensland in my electorate, grade P to 6, Bounty Boulevard State School, who I've been out to many times for different events. A great local school approaching some 1,400 students in P to 6. And it estimates that this year, in 2017, Bounty Boulevard State School will receive $2,829,000 in federal government funding. Next year, however, they'll receive $2,973,900 in 2018. Bounty Boulevard State School, I know, will use this really well. Mango Hill State School in my electorate as well has a fantastic principal, staff, school P&C, another great primary school in my electorate. This year they'll receive $1,767,900 from the federal government. Next year they'll receive $1,858,400, which I know Mango Hill will use really well. Up in Deception Bay, Christ the King Catholic Primary School, great little school, much smaller school, been there many times, and the staff do a wonderful job and the community is strong. But they will receive from the federal government this year $2,342,700. Next year that'll go to $2,429,300. Deception Bay State High School in Deception Bay, been fighting to ensure that their hall gets air conditioned at some time. I've been talking to the state member about that, as well as the state candidate in the opposition candidate for the upcoming election. I think they desperately need that, and perhaps some of this funding will help. This year they received $3,354,100. Next year, Deception Bay State High School will receive $3,525,900, which is fantastic. Mueller College is a big school at Rothwell, from grade P right through to year 12. They have a great principal there, great teaching staff. The students are exceptional. I went out there recently to talk about bullying at the school gates and spoke to all the young people coming in about bullying. Being a primary and high school, they will receive some additional $516,400 in the next 12 months from the federal government. Clontarf Beach State School, a great primary school, fantastic principal and staff. I'm fighting for that school. You walk in there and it's like stepping back into the 1960s. The buildings are old, they're in need of a paint job, it needs rendering. I'm fighting for Clontarf Beach State School. I've written to the state member as well as the state opposition. Next year they'll receive an additional $55,700 for Clontarf Beach State School. This is great news for students right through the Petrie electorate, and I'll be supporting them.